Through a sea of unsolved mysteries, occasionally one can uncover the truths behind some of the most daunting questions we've had as a society for millennia. Unfortunately, it's rare for such mysteries to be solved for certain. But there are some cases, such as the ones we'll be discussing today, where the mystical, the unknown, and the strange do have proper explanations, even if only after hundreds of years of inquiry. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at mysteries that have been solved. Why did the Mayan civilization collapse? For a long time, the Mayans have been a subject of great mystery. How could such an extraordinary civilization, abundant with life and warriors, who committed daring feats in battle, and were masters of ancient engineering, fall so suddenly? The Mayan civilization is said to have fallen during the 8th or 9th century AD. Though the civilization fell into obscurity, their descendants live on in Central America. The secrets of their ancestors have been largely lost to time, however. At least they were, but we're slowly uncovering their ancient secrets. Numerous theories have been posed as for the reason behind the tragic collapse, such as a foreign invasion, peasant revolts, and overhunting, with other more obscure theories such as alien invasions and attacks from supernatural beings. In 2005, Jared Diamond proposed a brand new theory: drought. He suggested that a long and painful drought forced the Mayan population to flee their cities as their living conditions became unbearable. This theory has solid ground and archaeological evidence to prove its claim. Researchers from Arizona State University analysed the data from the area in hopes of gaining the knowledge of what the environmental conditions were like during the 9th century when the areas were abandoned. Indeed, they discovered there had been a severe lack of rain, partnered with increased rates of deforestation. The Mayans were burning and chopping down the forest near their cities to create more farmland. Another study was conducted by researchers from Columbia University, which concluded the same results. With the use of population records and the current length of forests and cleared areas, they managed to make an impressive computer simulation of how a lack of trees in the area would have affected the daily lives of the Mayans, and most importantly, the rainfall. Cleared land absorbs less sunlight, meaning less water evaporates from its surface, making clouds and thus rainfall more rare. Droughts are always disastrous, but even more so during this period in time, when the population was so dense and so many crops failed, leaving hundreds starving through the harvest months, which once upon a time blessed the lands with summer rain. Abandoning these now barren lands was the only logical option for noblemen and peasants alike. The land they settled on stopped being beneficial to anyone. This collapse is particularly interesting, because the Mayans have proven their intelligence to us millennia apart. We know that they were an extraordinary civilization who understood great feats of architecture, among other things. They had enough of an understanding of the land they settled on that they built water systems and survived in the face of adversity. Yet they still deforested their own land, causing all their troubles to only grow in intensity. Archaeologists discover the likely source of Stonehenge's giant sarsen stones. Stonehenge has been an enigma for practically its entire existence. Its huge stones have been speculated on and theorised for centuries now, with no clear answer. The breathtaking landmark of Wiltshire, England, might have just been solved. A new theory suggests the stones originated in Westwards, 15 miles from the current site of Stonehenge, near the town of Marlborough. The great monolith was surely created by the Neolithic humans who resided there. Two main types of stones are present at the site: blue stones, which are the smallest slabs and seem to have originated from the Preseli Hills all the way in southwest Wales, and the larger stones, which stand tall, facing the heavens, are known as megaliths. These megaliths are made of sarsen, which is a type of local sandstone. A single one of these weighs 30 tons and is 7 meters tall. Overall, Stonehenge has 15 of those megaliths. Last year, a missing piece of one of the stones was returned. It had been removed in 1958 by an excavator, who returned it on his 90th birthday. This was quite literally putting a puzzle back into its rightful place. The British Academy funded a team of archaeologists who tested the stone and all possible areas from Devon to Norfolk, all across the United Kingdom, in hopes of finding data that will perfectly match what they found in the stone. Upon comparing chemical compositions, they found that westwards had the best, almost pristine result. David Nash of the University of Brighton, who is also the leader in the study, said, "It's been really exciting to harness 21st century science to understand the Neolithic past, and finally answer a question that archaeologists have been debating for centuries." Of course, countless options still remain without answers. Why did Stonehenge's builders choose the Sarsen from westwards, when there were so many other closer areas they could have gotten stones from? Or really how the Sarsen stones were even transported to the site, or why the blue stones in Sarsen are from such vastly different locations. What this newly found information does help with is figuring out the path these ancient builders took when they carried the stones through England, as their locations narrow down the potential route they could have taken. A previous theory suggested the stones were taken from Avebury to Stonehenge. Now this theory can be safely ruled out. Jesus' miracle tears explained. A man by the name of Samal Edmaruku may face imprisonment for exposing that the tears which flowed from the eyes of the statue of Christ in a Mumbai church weren't tears at all, but were actually clogged drainage from unsecured pipes. In a little Catholic church in Mumbai, a statue of Christ started leaking liquid from its eyes. Almost immediately, the local people believed it to be a sign from the divine, with many calling it a miracle. They thought it was holy water and began collecting it in large flocks. The crowds gathered before the weeping statue. The church started to announce the site as a pilgrimage place of worship. One of the village residents, George Mendonca, told the news, "I believe that in a way Jesus Christ is trying to make his presence felt to the devotees. We believe it's a miracle, and it depends on the perspective of the individuals." Evidently, numerous people fell for this church-sanctioned belief, without realising the health risks that came with it. Samal was not so easily fooled and looked into the situation on a logical level, discovering the water wasn't so holy and was actually quite gross. Drainage water running as a result of poor plumbing. The community was quick to anger, accusing him of blasphemy against the Almighty. He was charged with the offence and sentenced to 3 years in prison for his crimes. Furthermore, people in his town had started to send him threats, which made him fear for his life. He eventually found exile in the icy landscape of Finland. Currently, he is begging European governments to interfere and press Delhi to drop the unfair case, declaring a lack of freedom in India. In an interview with The Guardian in Dublin, he stated, "There is a huge contradiction in the content of the Indian constitution, which guarantees freedom of speech, and the blasphemy law from 1860 under then colonial rule." Furthermore, he pointed out that the weeping statue was a severe health violation and endangered countless lives, as many Catholic believers were consuming the drain water thinking it was blessed and would cure any ailments or illnesses. The Catholic Archbishop of Bombay has offered to revoke the charges made against him if he apologises. However, he refuses, asserting he's done nothing wrong. So what do you make of these mysteries that's one step closer to being solved? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments section below and help us by growing this community whilst working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.